Before I start, this is a chapter 1069 spoiler warning. Kizaru is on his way to Egghead Island as confirmed by Akainu in the latest chapter. Now this is a massive turning point in the arc. It's highly likely that Luffy will find Admiral on equal terms for the first time now, since Green Bull catfished us in the previous arc. We may get to see more of Kizaru as a character, his intentions, his backstory, and his connection to Vegapunk, which we know he has since pre-time skip. But one thing I haven't seen a lot of people talk about is how likely it is that Zoro and Brook are the ones that are going to intercept Kizaru just outside of Egghead Island. Now, we don't know a lot about Kizaru, but we do know two things. He likes getting high 24/7 and he's got some sort of fetish for vice captains. Now, of course, since Zoro's the vice captain of the Straw Hats, I think he'll be after him too. Alright, but jokes aside, this fight is looking inevitable right now. If Kizaru's on smoke, Zoro's definitely not going to back down. He's going to want to prove his strength now that the Straw Hats have become a Yonko level crew. Now, this fight is going to have to be interrupted somehow by someone or something. Maybe one of Vegapunk's robots, maybe someone from the Straw Hats, I don't know. Because even though I think Zoro is definitely in that top tier bracket, I don't think he's strong enough to be an admiral, let alone Kizaru. We don't want to see this happening again. In my opinion, this clash will definitely happen, but the question is what Kizaru is really planning to do on Egghead Island. If you remember the part where Akainu is talking to the marine officer, they say that Kizaru going to Egghead Island was planned, so this is before they found out that the Straw Hats were already on Egghead Island. Maybe Kizaru sweet talked Akainu to let him go to Egghead Island because he has some sort of secret motive. Even if you look at the art that Oda made of Kizaru when he was younger, you can see that Kizaru is some sort of bookworm. Maybe he's a lot smarter than we think. Maybe his connection to Vegapunk runs deeper than we think. Now, I know this is a very big claim, but I think that this arc, Kizaru will backstab the Marines, and it will be revealed that he actually supports Vegapunk's dream of bringing free energy to everybody in the world. I know it sounds crazy, but let me explain. Firstly, if you go back to the picture of Kizaru when he was younger, you can see that there's aspects of the photo that depict he might have been living in poverty. For example, his hat's bust up, he's got no shoes, them toes don't look like they've been washed in years, he's got absolutely zero drip. But the fact that he's smiling might not just be because he's high, but he might actually be enjoying reading books and doing whatever. So I think that light next to him on the desk is definitely important to him, because without that, he probably wouldn't be able to read it. So I think that this made him appreciate energy or light source from a young age, which is ironic because he ate the Pika Pika no Mi, which essentially makes him a source of light. Kizaru joined the Marines at 26 years old. He's currently 58, so that's 32 years in the Navy. Vegapunk joined the Marines after Mads was disbanded 24 years ago. Vegapunk joined whilst Kizaru was in his early days in the Marines, so maybe even from then Kizaru might have been supporting Vegapunk's ideas. Now, you might think Kizaru is too lazy or he's too much of an airhead to come up with a plan to backstab the Marines, but I don't think that's the case. In one of my previous posts on Instagram, I made a theory about Kizaru's character and how he's not what he seems, so I'm going to repeat one of those points here. Just like the other admirals, Kizaru is based off of a famous Japanese actor, Kuni Tanaka. One of his most famous roles was playing a mob agent. He used to act lazy and dumb, but he ended up becoming the mob boss. Sentomaru previously referred to Kizaru as uncle, according to the English translation. But in Japanese, the word he used to refer to him as uncle is not a familial term. Instead, it's a word that's used to describe the Yakuza crime bosses or the mob bosses. It's obvious Oda's taken inspiration from this role that Tanaka played and implemented some of the aspects of it into Kizaru. Now, I'm not saying Kizaru is going to take over or become the fleet admiral, but what I am saying is I think he's a lot more cunning and precise than what a lot of people think. Yes, Akainu might have sent Kizaru as backup for the CP0 in case Vegapunk decided to fight back, but I think Kizaru has something else up his sleeve. And no, I'm not talking about that spliff. And since we're already on the topic of Devil Fruit Awakening this arc, in particular the Zone Devil Fruits, I think it would be interesting to see the perspective of a Logia Devil Fruit user who's awakened their fruit. Now, I do think Kizaru has awakened his Devil Fruit, so I do hope we dive into that a bit more this arc. To conclude, I think Kizaru will have some sort of confrontation with the Straw Hats this arc, but I think his role will be a lot deeper than that. He will either help support Vegapunk or ensure that his dream will come true. I do hope Kizaru's backstory or true intentions is related to Vegapunk in some way, shape or form. But I guess we just gotta wait and see. Anyway, this is my first ever YouTube video, so if you guys could leave any feedback or any sort of constructive criticism in the comments down below, I'd appreciate that a lot. I'll leave a link to my One Piece Instagram account in the description, so follow me there for more One Piece content. That's at joydyboy.ig. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you guys next time.